The wood is dark and deep. Ancient trees creak as their boughs sway, shadows stretching across streams and glens. A place of foreboding to some, perhaps, but not all fear the dark. Mother Nettle's cottage sits in a sun-dappled clearing as if sprung from the earth itself. A trail of wood smoke drifts above its thatched roof, the home of a witch and her 3 familiars: Baxter the fox, Willow the owl, and Hare the hare. How quickly things can change here in the deep, dark wood. You are off in the woods, the forest surrounding your cottage home, sent by the witch on some errand. Headed home now, almost there. What are you doing? What are you up to?
I think I'm just pointing at things. I'm just pointing at things and being like, and what's that? And what's that one? No, tell me something crazy about that one. And I'm like asking Willow.
Willow's making kind of big circles as kind of she floats up and kind of does a little circle to make sure everything's good, and then comes back and goes, oh, that one's a dandelion. Don't eat that. It'll be poisonous. And then she flies back up again and keeps going around, just coming back, telling more wrong foliage facts.
As you move toward the cottage, the trees part sun high in the sky. It's probably late morning. The stream that runs just a few hundred yards from your cottage does flow from the nearest town, so you can on occasion stop there and sort of search the riverbed and see if anything interesting from the local humanoids has carried its way down.
Please, can we stop, please? I just feel, I have a really good feeling that there's like special stuff there right now.
As you approach the small stream, what is everyone's sly? One, and...
Oh, 2.
Ooh, the slyest of the bunch. I would say Harry in that case. You hear the stream as you approach, but something strikes you as not quite right about it. You know the difference between the white noise that is created by a strong flow of water and the more distinct noise of less slower water? This water doesn't sound right. It sounds slow, and it sounds less like a healthy stream and more like a trickle.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna hop right in front of Baxter. I'm gonna go, whoa there, little man. I'm sensing some danger up ahead. That stream don't sound right. My big ass ears have ever heard anything like it.
I immediately jump back and I'm like, something's wrong with the water? What's wrong with the water? What's wrong with the water? And I'm just like peppering you with questions.
It sounds slow.
But sometimes water is slow. Right, Willow? Sometimes it's fast and sometimes it's slow.
Sometimes it's fast and sometimes it's slow. That's something neat about water. I'm going to fly up a little higher and see if I can see if I have any kind of vantage point in the trees.
You get a little height and you're able to see the stream through the trees, and the water is notably low. It's probably half as high as it normally would be. It's not a huge rushing river, but it's a healthy stream. It's probably 10 to 15 feet across, maybe 4 feet at its deepest, which for the 3 of you, well, not the owl, but the fox and the hare is a big deal. It's a rushing river to you, and it's tiny right now, and you're pretty sure getting lessening.
Yes, we need more rain.
Hey, Willow, why don't you fly upstream and see what this blockage is all about?
Well, I don't want to leave you two behind. I'll take a peek.
Can I finally go on your back? Is that something we can finally try? Because I've been asking for I feel like months, and all I get is the answer no, but that's so boring.
We've talked about this. You're double both of our size.
That doesn't stop anyone before, okay? And I just feel like I'm asking for a request, and I keep getting denied, and it's starting to hurt my feelings, and at some point, I don't want that aggression to come out at you too. So I'm just trying to be open.
You want to try getting on old Harry's back, do you? Want to see how long that lasts?
She immediately tries to.
Harry is immediately incapacitated. He's just
and she goes, let's go! Let's go! What are you doing? Come on!
I ain't hopping anywhere after this weight, honey.
It's at this moment, before anyone can get very far, you hear a scream in the not too far distance, and it is very suddenly cut off.
I like start bounding ahead.
Toward the screen?
Like going as fast as I can. Yeah.
Is it upstream, the screen?
It is across the stream where you know, at least in the direction you know the cottage to be.
So I'm going to run after Baxter and I'm going to try to pull him back. I'll be like, whoa there. Can't just charge in the water like that. We've talked about this. Safety first.
But there's someone in trouble. There's someone in trouble. That's like bad. That's like a scream isn't usually good.
Let's use the log. We got to think about this, okay? I've gotten caught up on too many schemes in my time. We need to use our brains.
As you emerge from the trees into the small sort of glen where the cottage sits, it is still. It's strangely quiet. You don't hear birds or bugs like you normally would. They've fallen silent for a moment. And the door to the cottage stands open.
That's unusual.
I'm going to hop in front of Baxter, blocking her off. And I'm going to hop into the cottage very slowly and cautiously.
As you approach the door, it isn't a huge cottage, but it's surprisingly sprawling. It's multiple rooms, each of them built like an afterthought. It is made of mismatched timber, lumber that was probably pulled from the river at various points. There's a lot of raw wood, large branches used as part of the structure. So you are hopping through this sort of, could loosely be called a garden out front. Whoever planted this garden has never seen a straight line, apparently. They just kind of grew whatever, wherever. And you approach this open door, hop inside, and the kettle that normally would sit over the cook fire has spilled directly into the fire, and a plume of that white, steamy smoke is still rising up the chimney. Ash sort of scattered on the floor. It appears there had been a candle on the table. There's a bit of chalk as if some rune was being drawn. The candle was knocked over and the flame extinguished. And on the floor next to this small table is the witch. A big, pointy, floppy hat that probably started its life some dark color. Lots and lots and lots and lots of scarves and shawls that one could call a skirt or dress or garment, I suppose, because you've layered so many of them. And she is still and face down.
Is the witch sleeping? Is she sleeping? Because I want to show her the stuff that we got. And Hare, you can tell her you can translate for me all about the stuff that we got. And we got the cork thing. And I also learned about dandelions and other stuff. So can you wake her up?
Okay, so Harry's going to hop over. He's going to go right up to her and he's going to go, lady. Hey, lady. Lady. You the one who brought us here. What you doing, lady? 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 And then he just, like, completely goes blank. He's just like...
Do you
and
touch
hops out
her?
to them. No.
Cool. You would, if you got closer, you would notice... She's face down. You don't see any wounds or anything, but you do see a dark puddle spreading from under her.
Okay.
I would say you being an animal, you know when something is alive or dead, and the witch is dead.
Yeah. So Harry's kind of freaking out a little bit. He gets a little blood on his paws, and he tries to wipe him off on her shawl. So I guess he touched her then. And then he very stoically hops out to Baxter and just says, "The lady's gone." And then just, like, walks past her and just, like, goes solemnly into the garden.
Baxter's like, no, she's right there. I can smell her. She's in there. There's some other weird smell with her, but I know those are her skirts and stuff. She's in there.
So, I'm going to take a look, but I have a feeling, Baxter, maybe you stay out here, in the garden. Maybe? And,
okay.
I'll see what's going on.
Okay, I'll sing the patient song to myself.
Go ahead.
Have patience, don't be in such a hurry. Have patience, it's like, so no need to worry. Baxter's forgotten the words.
Yeah, so I guess I go in and sort of see the blood and the body and the so it's just the doors open, nothing else is like disturbed. It's not like they tried to exit a different way.
Make a clever check, DC 6.
Okay, I got a 6. What does that mean?
You look around the cottage and you can kind of see into the other couple of rooms of the cottage. You don't see anything that looks out of place. Everything seems very still. You don't see any open windows. The only thing that's disturbed is this front room.
And she's bleeding. There's blood on the floor.
It has stopped flowing, but there is a still dark puddle around her.
I kind of hop back up. That little hop that owls do. I kind of hop back out, poke my head, and I say, Harry, would you help me with something, please?
Harry just like turns back, still like stoic, no emotion in his face, and goes to the owl.
I think we've got to flip her over, Harry.
Sure. She's a smallish human woman. Sure, you can roll her over. There is a slash diagonal from one ear down to the collarbone across her neck. She's completely still. Her heart is not beating. She is for sure dead. And it looks like this was how.
So would you like to tell Baxter, or should I do that?
The girl's gonna have to learn about death someday.
I think it might be better if I say something first.
Nonsense. You're too nice to her. She needs to hear bad things from bad people.
Oh my God, Harry. You can be very nice when you want to be, I think.
How? Maybe. Okay, Harry just like hops over. And
She's still singing.
Yeah. And Harry kind of like nudges her, and he holds out his bloody paws and goes, "This is what happens to the people you love."
So, Baxter,
What?
something?
Did you get hurt, Harry? We can help. We can fix it. We've got herbs and stuff.
This isn't my
That
blood.
doesn't.
It's hers.
No, that doesn't smell like yours.
Harry's gonna be okay. The witch is not as okay, and it looks like she's
not with us anymore. God damn it. I didn't think I was gonna have to do this again, but those gnomes are good for one thing, it's their myths. You know, when I was back in human land, when I was back in the gnome world, those little pests, you know what I heard? They were always trying to kill all the witches. But those familiars of hers, they always got their witch back, and you want to know how? Whatever gnome they pick to come take her away, you find his eyes, and she's good as day. So, soon as those gnomes tell us who did this, we steal his eyes, and hey, everything's back to normal.
Really? Is that true? Willow, is that true? Do I just find the gnome eyes?
I've never heard that before, but I feel like I've heard a lot of other crazier things, so I don't know, maybe we should give it a go. I really don't know how to fix people when they've got sort of issues with their skin, so...
She has all kinds of creams. That shouldn't be a problem.
Cream doesn't fix holes now, does it?
There's a hole!
Baxter?
It's really more of a slice, but...
Baxter? I'd say you look at her again when she's right as rain, but right now, no one needs to ruin your innocence.
Hey, well, I think we should find the eyes and take them in, I don't know, what do you put them in a tree? Do you bury them in the ground and then she grows out of it? What do you do?
You just bring them back to the body.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. And Baxter just starts walking in one direction of the forest. Just
before we go, I think I'm going to just we should close the door and maybe just make sure she's set in there and nobody comes looking for her, right?
Hey, I feel like there might be some clues around here somewhere. You know, the gnome already did the deed. 2 ways we can go about this. We can either follow his trail, or we can make one of the other gnomes confess who did this.
Okay, well, can I do some, like, sniffing outside of the, like, entrance to see if there's any, like, smells or, like, boot prints? Like, can I see anything that might give me a hint?
Yes. Let's call this, would you rather use clever or sly?
Clever, please.
Okay.
Hard to believe, but I have 2 in that. Okay, I got a 4, so 6.
Okay. I will say that is good enough that you look around and you do find evidence of heavier boot prints in the softer earth around the cottage, headed vaguely in the direction of what you know to be the nearest town. However, as soon as it gets away from the more cared-for areas around the cottage, the areas where she's been gardening and planting, the earth becomes quite packed, covered in leaves, and you can't track them. But you have a vague direction that you know whoever did this headed from the cottage.
I think Baxter's just trying to be like, we were on a mission. An hour ago, we were on a mission collecting stuff. Now I'm on a different mission. And whatever happened in between, not my problem. That didn't happen. If I don't think about it, it's not real. And so she's walking.
Same guy.
Wow.
Willow, where's your head right now? What you doing?
I would love to empty out my herb pouch so that I have a free pouch for our journey.
Good idea.
She's definitely kind of like, this has caught her by surprise, and she's sort of just trying really hard not to cry. But she's like, if I smile, then it'll be fine. Can't cry when you're smiling. Everybody knows that.
Oh, yeah. Just denial in 3 different ways.
Yeah.
How do you intend to find your way to the nearest village, which you know to be called Blossomburrow?
I would know the way, because I came from there.
Mm-hmm.
Baxter is currently just running in front of me. Where are you taking us, Baxter?
She was like looked at the direction of the boots and is just continuing in a straight line, assuming that that's how like humans walk. She's like, they just continue going in a straight line until they reach their destination. That makes sense. So she like goes right up to a tree and then like skirts around it as much as she can and then like goes around like, yeah.
Okay.
She's like, this makes sense.
I'm gonna hop up there. I'm just gonna be like, follow me. And then I just lead us to town because I know the way to town.
So it's going to be some time to get to town, at least the day, if not the next day, because you are small creatures and you live in the middle of a haunted forest. So as you're hopping along, you do eventually re-encounter the bed of that stream, which now seems to be not dry because it was just flowing not long ago, but the water has basically stopped. It is just the river equivalent of tide pools along the rocky bottom. Very slimy, very gross, but you also know the stream does flow from town.
So I think maybe what Harry's doing then is Harry's following this stream. We're just gonna keep following the stream. Hopefully we're gonna eventually find out what is blocking said stream.
Maybe some weevils. You know, weevils build dams, and it sort of blocks the water.
Those
weevils?
damn weevils. Sorry. And she like looks at Willow. Apologizes. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. You can curse the weevils.
Damn them.
Okay, Harry's just like rolling his eyes because he knows it's beavers and they are thinking it's weevils. And, you know, that fact isn't important right now.
As you are traveling along this very mucky, empty riverbed, you hear an unexpected sound. The sound returned to the forest as soon as you left the cottage, the startled bugs and birds returning to their normal cadence. However, this sound is like a high-pitched, ear-splitting screech that you know to be an animal. It's not the scream you heard before. And it's at a distance, but it's unfamiliar to you. And as you are startled by this sound, you then hear it again, a bit closer. And a shadow passes over you, and then is gone.
Down. Let's get down.
Let's get down?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Hare has gotten both back. Again, Hare is the smallest one out of everyone here. But is trying to make himself really big. Like, they're mostly hiding behind his ears, but he's like, don't you worry, I've got you. And he's like calling out, he's like, hey, you leave my friends alone. I've seen worse than you. I've lived with gnomes. And, it just keeps going on for a while.
There's a slight rustling from a tree nearby, and then another tree at what seems an impossible distance away.
I try and whisper. I'm like, Willow, what kind of animal is that big?
I don't know. Maybe an elephant? They don't climb trees. Oh.
Willow, why don't you fly up and see what's around here?
All right.
Oh, no.
I'll take, I don't know, a general... I'll try to stay over the general area where the other two are, but I'll kind of try to take a little lap.
As you lift off and do sort of sweeping arc around them, up into the trees, at impossible speed, a huge sort of golden-colored bird, some sort of raptor, an eagle, maybe, the biggest predator you've ever seen, swoops under you. As soon as you take an upward trajectory, it goes down from a tree unseen, and it is going for, let's see, 1 through 5 is going to be Baxter, and 6 through 10 is going to be Hare. That's a 9. So it's going for Hare. Hare, I need you to make either a sly or a quick check, depending on what you would like to do about this.
Quick check.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I got an 11.
Great. That is extremely high. Tell me how you evade this golden eagle.
Okay. So it's like swooping down and swooping down and swooping down, and I immediately just like barrel roll to the side, and I like grab Baxter with me, and we do this epic roll together.
There is a frustrated screech as it swoops back up into the sky to try again. Would anyone like to do anything about this?
I would like to scream at it.
I would like to say, what are you? Are you a pheasant?
We mean no harm to you, whoever you are up there. We're just little animals like you. Was it the gnomes? Did the gnomes set you up to this? I hate gnomes. Yeah, we make that clear.
This eagle is probably the size of a gnome, like just in body alone, and its wingspan is like 6 to 8 feet.
I think I'm while you're like yelling at it, I'm trying to like shut you up. Like I'm trying to like cover your mouth and like pull you down, so that we can try and like hide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you hiding in the riverbed? Are you climbing out? What's the deal?
Yeah, maybe we get into the riverbed and we can like try and hide behind some bigger rocks.
It is coming down to swoop again. Does anyone intercept, or does it get another attack?
Yes. I feel like I would attempt to, if I could somehow like kind of use my feet and like push on a branch to make it kind of go in its path to sort of interrupt its swoop, if that's something that I could do.
Yeah. I would argue this is fierce. Do you agree with that assessment? I'm going to set the difficulty at 8.
Okay. We'll see what happens. I got a 4.
Okay, so you do fly into the branch. It just doesn't move. And you hit it.
Wow.
And you miss him entirely, or you miss this eagle entirely, and he gives another screech as he swoops down at Baxter. Baxter, you see these pitch black shining eyes and an enormous hooked beak coming at you before it suddenly pulls up and its giant clawed feet go for your neck. Please roll either a sly or a quick check.
Both are 1, so that.
Oh no.
DC 7.
That is a 1. So that is a 2.
Okay, well, Baxter, you've been grabbed in the claws of a golden eagle. It is attempting to take off with you. You're much smaller than it, but you are bigger than your companions. So it's not moving very fast, but it is slowly lifting back up into the air in increments, trying to fly away with you. And those claws suck.
Yeah. And do I get the vibe that this thing can understand what we've been saying? Can understand me?
Make a clever check.
7 + 2, 9.
Yeah. You can speak to most small animals, and in the grand scheme of things, this is a small animal. He should understand you, so either he doesn't for mysterious reasons, or he doesn't care.
I think I'm going to think about all the ways that I've annoyed Harry over the years and just start like talking really, really fast and like really loud. Just be like, and you know what they do if they find you? They're going to tear at your throat and they're going to kill you so bad. And all the blood is going to come out and it's going to be so bad. And then they're going to eat all the blood. And then they're probably going to get sick, but they're probably going to be happy about it because they got revenge on you. And also they're going to dance on your grave. And also you're going to be so dead. And also they're going to hate you and kill you. And also, I'm so cool, and if you kept me alive, I would be like a really cool friend, and I know all the cool places and the cool mushrooms, and I know all the animal facts because Will told me them. And I'm just like,
okay, we're gonna have you make one more roll before we pivot to somebody else.
Okay.
Would you like this to be fierce or sly?
I'll do fierce.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, stick.
Sure. Any human within several, or any humanoid within several miles just hears a fox like screeching and yammering. And a chittery little fox screeches and yowls. We cut to a very, very wide shot of the top of the forest trees, and this this eagle struggling with a whole ass fox as it just yells at him. You're scarily far off the ground. He hasn't gotten far away. He's just gotten some height. Anyone would like to do something about this?
Yes, I would love to. At this point, I'm just coming out with my little claws, not even necessarily to hurt this eagle, but just to kind of disrupt their flight pattern so that they kind of start losing height again. 'Cause I don't think that I am as strong as him, but I would love to just kind of grab a wing and sort of.
Yes, I would love this to be either fierce or quick.
I will try quick.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I got 3.
That's not good.
Yeah.
So you just kind of miss. Like he doesn't even really react.
Well,
Kind of shoots you a surprised look, like I didn't even know you were here. But
Release the fox.
I think now I've pivoted to guilt tripping him. So I've started saying, and you know, I'm pretty little, and if you kill me, that's all you're going to be able to think about for the rest of your life is how you robbed the world of someone who was learning and growing and trying to become their own person. And you're going to think about it even when you have your own kids. That's going to be in the back of your mind, and you're going to feel so bad because you would hate that happened to your own kids.
Yeah, I'm useless. Harry's just down here like fuming. He's closed himself off again.
this eagle is going to less to Willow or Baxter and more just to the ether say,
"This witchcraft must be cleansed."
And then he's going to take a strong dive down toward Harry.
Oh, you misunderstand. We're not.
He's diving away from you.
Come back.
For me, what I'm gonna do is I am going to try to do another barrel roll as the eagle comes down and rip Baxter out of the eagle's hand very quickly.
This would either be fierce or quick.
Quick.
Okay.
7.
Hey, it's not that low. Wow, what happens if Baxter dies? I don't have a plan for that. Harry,
like, what can I possibly do against this eagle?
You do dive out of the way. This is supposed to be the warm-up, like, ooh, the world's dangerous. You do dive the way and swipe at Baxter, but his beak nicks your ear and it hurts bad, and you just can't hold on to Baxter against these. I know you're a bunny. You don't have even fingers, so you can't hold on to Baxter as the eagle pulls up for another go.
I think I hear the eagle say the thing about the witchcraft, and I immediately say, well, I'm a talking animal and you're a talking animal, so I think you need to take a look at yourself and look at some self-reflection. Because it's clearly not just me, it's you too. So what does that say about you and your belief system?
What spells do we have? I have Speak Human. That's going to do us absolutely no good.
Yes, I have Tidy, Clean, and Mend.
I think I have the Make Flame, but I could be wrong.
You have Conjure Light.
Yeah, I think I want to try and conjure light, like, right in front of this eagle's, like, eyes. Like, so when we're, like, a little bit closer to the ground, I want to try and, like, conjure light, so it's just, like, a flash of light, and hopefully it'll startle him when he drops.
Okay. This is going to be difficulty. There isn't a lot of reason this would work, so I'm going to set the difficulty at 7. However, it is a dangerous roll. So if you fail, you will take 1 point of danger.
What is my skill?
What skill do you want this to be?
I feel like this would be clever, because it's me being, like, trying to use my brain power.
I would agree, yeah.
Light in front of eyes. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's a 9 plus 2. 11.
Yes!
Wow. It works really super well. Thank God. So he is up near the top of the trees, which are probably 30, 40 feet up. So you are now falling off of basically a 3-story building in our world. Tell me how your magic apparates.
I think it's like my paw just sort of like moving in the air, and then it like kind of draws like some sort of rune in front of me, like just like what the witch taught me, and then it like the runes kind of like come together and like make the flash.
There is a sudden burst of light, like the universe's tiniest little star that just for a moment just explodes in front of the eagle's eyes, and he screeches in pain and confusion and pulls up very, very suddenly to try to avoid whatever has appeared in front of him as he's blinded, and you just slip out of his claws and you are falling.
I'm just yelling, Willow!
I would love to try to swoop. Okay.
How are we going to break this fall? Because you are not going to break the fall. You do not have the ability to Harry. I mean, Harry could be a cushion. I feel like Harry would cushion.
What I want to do, what I feel is like not staying under Baxter, but kind of like flying under and like giving her a ride, like for like to try to slow the.
Sure. Yes. It's not a sudden stop. You're trying to like.
Yes, and I'm not trying to like. Yeah, I'm not trying to fly up with her. I'm just trying to like slow her down on the way.
Yes. Okay. Make a fierce or quick, but I saw probably quick.
Quick, yeah. 7.
Okay. You don't slow her much, but you're under Baxter.
Harry is going to be Harry's like ready to be the cushion. Harry is running under to get under these two.
Harry, make a sly or quick check.
Quick check. That's a 12.
Okay. Harry, wow. You are perfectly positioned. You have to keep like shuffling, try to get under this now owl Baxter sandwich situation, and they come crashing down at a slowed pace, but still pretty rough. I'm going to have each of you roll to see how narratively injured you are. This is just a straight roll, we're not adding anything. If you roll a 3 or less, you have some sort of injury.
Let's see.
That's a 6.
I got a 10.
I got a 6 too.
Okay.
So we're fine.
Miraculously, completely against all logic. This sandwich of fox, owl, hare, really unfortunate, like, ordering of size, just like crushes into the ground. There's an odd still moment in the forest. What do you do now? I would say the eagle you could see the eagle like spinning off in the distance, trying to regain his bearings and regain his eyesight. Harry, you smell the tiniest hint of wood smoke, like from a teeny tiny little hearth fire somewhere very nearby. You have moments to do something.
Okay, I will be rolling out from under them and yelling, "Come on, you slow pokes," and basically dragging them, like pushing them towards the smell of the fire as fast as physically possible. Just pretty fast. I've got a quick 3. Anyway.
I will say, as soon as Baxter lands, she just kind of like flops over and then starts like crying or doing the fox version of whatever is crying, being like, "The witch is gone and she's never gonna come back and we're not gonna find the eyes and it hurts so bad, and also I talked to him and he was like maybe talking to me and I didn't really get it, and he said something about cleansing the witchcraft, and I was like, that's so rude. If anything, you're the dirty one here. Like you were covered in like mud. Like that's so gross."
It's okay. I kind of like try to right Baxter, so that
She's
she
just
can
like
walk
lying
with
there.
us. Like,
She's just lying there with like legs up.
If there's a life or death, do you guys really want to die here today? Get a move on.
I would say Willow is the first to spot the source of the wood smoke. It is a tiny relatively little hut. It's more like it's less humanoid size and more y'all's size. It's like half hut, half burrow, sort of dug into a very muddy little hill not far from the river, or what once was the river. It has a little door. It's all very mismatched, like the idea of a hut more than an actual hut. But there's the tiniest little trail of smoke leading from a hole in this little hill. And there is something like a door on the front.
Harry's gonna kick it in.
this is where the weevils live.
What's the password? After you've kicked open the door, is what you hear.
After I kick over the door, my left foot, that's the password.
Now you listen up. You listen here. You be nice.
Now you've met your match.
This is life or death. You see that eagle over here? He tried to eat this poor little fox.
Well, if you're going to come in, close the door.
Okay, and we all enter. At least I enter.
I let myself be dragged by you.
I take Baxter.
Antrim. You enter this hut, and it is a little burrow in the hill, but with a tiny little hearth fire on one side, a little, what was once probably like spool of wool or something set up like a little table, and sort of roosting in the back is maybe a chicken? It is, could be a rooster, related to a rooster. Its neck is a little too long and dinosaur-like. Its beak is kind of long and weird. It has the little comb like normal. Milky eyes that are sort of looking around like this. Chickenish body, but with the wings that are like more like feathered bat wings with the little bat hands on like the hinge of the wing. Long, spindly, strangely scaly chicken legs and a snake's tail.
Harry's gonna go up to her and he's gonna go, "Looks like they got you too. Why they have to keep making bastards of us animals, I'll never know."
I was like, Baxter! Did you say that someone fucked up without knowing if they're actually fucked up.
Oh, it's okay, sweetie. I am fucked up, but I'm pretty sure it won't be this way.
Okay.
It's all right. No,
I'm reminded every time I look in a mirror how fucked up I am. Who cares if someone else does it to me too?
Well, it's been a while since I looked in a mirror, but you have come to the lair of Baba Ega, and you answer for your entrance. Welcome. Would you like some tea?
I would love some tea.
All right. She goes over to the
but
little
just not
hearth fire.
caffeinated because I can't handle that yet. I'm not there
I don't know
yet.
what that means.
So, okay. But your home is really nice. Your home is very well decorated. Baxter's like looking around.
Weevils used to live here. I ate them.
Good for you! You're a hero.
Well, thank you. They were tasty. Now,
Do you know anything about the river and why
is
the
there a
water
river?
stopped?
Yes, the river that's 10 feet from my home. Yes, I know about the river. What about it?
And that it's not quite flowing so much as it used to be?
I thought it was a very quiet day. This was odd.
Did you hear the bird, the eagle thing?
Yeah, he done fucked you up, didn't he? Tried to eat you.
Yeah.
The little one over here.
You heard all that.
But I annoyed him so much, he let me go.
That's a skill. That's a marketable skill. Now, she gives you all thimbles full of water with a leaf stuck in it.
Okay.
Now,
yeah, Harry's not drinking that.
Willow drinks it to be polite, but makes a lot of faces while she's doing it.
that's fine. Baba Egg won't know. No, I assume you've come here for a reading. And she pulls a deck of different tree barks out from what you can now see is a little nest, and she's been sitting on them.
I would love a reading. I would love one. Can you tell us our future? Am I going to die today? Because I thought I already was
Probably.
gonna, but
If Baxter is, yes, I was going to ask you not to say whether or not.
I'd like to know, because then I can plan. Because then I
That's
can be
fair.
like, well, for my funeral, I want this kind of music, kind of flowers,
We
snacks,
have
whatever.
bigger problems in our scenario.
You're right.
Well, a lot of people put off end-of-life planning, and you really shouldn't. You need to write a will. You need to get it notarized. You need to look up what the laws are in your province or state and visit an attorney's office.
And you didn't know what a mirror was. That's
Anyway.
amazing. That's amazing. I
Well,
love your
when you
knowledge.
deal in death, you understand the importance of having a legal will.
She deals in death.
Wow.
You know who didn't get to make any end-of-life plans? The witch.
Oh.
Can you be more specific?
Our witch. The one who
All
lives
right.
in the shack. We need to know which gnome had the audacity to end it for her.
Do you know other witches?
I mean, I assume there are plenty in the world, so I can't just be assuming that you mean the one that lives several hundred yards from my home.
That's the one. How many are there?
In the world?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
At least 13?
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds like a big number. That seems right to me. And she sort of uses her little bat hands to shuffle these thin little peelings of bark from various types of tree, and holds them out to Baxter, or the direction of Baxter's voice, and goes, "Pick one."
I'll pick the second to left one.
You do so. As you pull it out, I assume with your little fox snout, she feels it and goes, "Oh, you're a furry one!" And she scritches you on top of the nose a little bit.
Oh. Baxter's like, this is the first kind of comfort I've had today.
She flips over the card you've chosen, and it just has a bunch of pecks on it. It doesn't look like a shape to you, but she puts it down and goes, "Oh, the chariot! You're a world traveler. You've traveled far from home, but you've had a world-weary life. And you have farther to travel still. You want
Nice to know
another?"
the journey never ends.
How did you know I walked here? That's pretty incredible.
It's the cards. The
Whoa.
cards are really where the magic happens. I am but a vessel.
Harry, why don't you pick one?
Me?
Yes, who's
Yes,
Harry?
you.
What are you gonna say, that I was born?
I mean, I assumed you knew that part. Do you need me to tell you that?
I'd hope not.
Did you hatch? I don't know what you are.
I'm a bunny. At least
Are
that's
you?
what most people think of me.
All right, Mr. Bunny.
Anyway, Harry pulls a card.
Oh, the Hanged Man. That's fine. Don't worry about that one. Maybe just, let's toss that one. She picks it up and she tosses it out the window and holds it out to you again.
Okay. And Harry just goes, I've been a dead man walking since I left the gnome village. And takes another one.
As you pull the card from the deck, there is a bassy boom that all of you sort of sourceless from nowhere, and Baba Aga's milk-white eyes glow. And
Whoa.
she sort of stumbles back. She goes, Harry to Hare. That's a good one.
It's Harry the Rabbit to you.
Is that what you want to be?
Yeah. That's what I am.
I mean, you know better than me. I will tell you, you're not reading Bunny. You're more reading Hare. But self-expression is down to the individual person. It's okay if that's what you want to do.
It was those gnomes. The gnomes changed me. I was a bunny before I was with the gnomes. And then I hop on out, and I'm big, and I'm large, and I've got a snout larger than any bunny you've ever seen. And ever since then, I swore I'd get payback on those gnomes.
All right, I mean, it's good to have a life goal. She reaches in and just takes a big sniff of you from belly up to the tip of your nose.
Okay. I am uncomfortable and jump back.
There's only 1 cent of magic on this one. I don't get no magic from you. I do get a little witchy magic. If you want to be a bunny, you go be a bunny. But I don't think anybody made you what you are. I think you just are.
Okay, Harry's just gonna go hop into the corner. He's fuming mad because in his mind hares don't exist, and he is just kind of like a Frankenstein of a bunny. Because when he came into the gnome village, he was a little bunny, and then somehow he grew really big with big ears, and he's different now, and he hates it. So,
all right. Well, who else wants to pull a card? Her eyes have stopped glowing, and she seems completely normal.
What was that? What was that about?
What was what?
Where your eyes were glowing and we heard a sound and we didn't know where it was from.
What's glowing?
I'll pick a card.
Oh, all right. Hold them out to you.
Right. I grab one.
I don't know any other cards. It's the 3 of Cups. You are a trio of just bundles of neuroses, and something about water. The water's important. Do you like water? Do you not like water? What's with the water?
We're trying to find out what happened to the water, right? That's part of the...
Oh, right. The river dried up. I'm gonna have to goddamn move again. Do you know how hard it is to find a family of weevils and then eat them so you can steal their home?
We'll try. We'll see what we can do about the water. Maybe you won't have to move. That's that.
Well, I tell you what. It'd be nice to get the water back, because moving's a bitch. But you know what else is a bitch? It's a big old eagle I think was trying to eat you when you got in here. Yeah, that
and
bastard.
He said something about cleansing the world from witchcraft?
Oh,
Do you know
he
anything about
works for that guy. You know, the guy.
Which guy?
Which guy? There's so many guys.
There was some guy smelled like a witch. The witchy guy. And he had his familiar, the big eagle boy. And the witchy guy went towards town.
And did he just pass by you, recently?
A couple hours, I think. I don't know what day it is.
Does that match up with when we would have left the hut? After seeing the witch?
Yeah, it's only been a few hours.
Okay. Oh.
Are you gonna go do something about that eagle? Can you do me a big honkin' favor?
What?
I know, I remember I gave you all those readings. So you have entered a pact with Baba Yaga. And you must fulfill, or the bad shit happens.
What's our end of the pact?
I need a piece of that eagle.
Are you picky about what piece?
I would really like a beak or a claw. Eyes are good, but they don't travel well, so hurry back if you do the eyes. A feather would do, but I'd really, if you have to do the feather, make sure you pluck it from and make it a big important one. I don't want something he just threw off, you know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And then if you want to just fucking eat him or something, he tried to take a swoop at me. He said something about the evil being cleansed, and I'm not in for all that shit. So maybe you just fucking kill that guy.
If we can.
Okay, you gonna do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it my all.
Well, we entered into a pact, so.
Okay, I got something for you then. And she turns around and sort of, she does that thing chickens do when they're making a nest, where they're like going like this with a little stick. And she really gets her head. She gets so far into that nest, you're like, how deep is this? And comes back up with just a beak full of some dried plant, like a weird mustache. And she pulls it up. And she goes, "This is called nettle's bane. This is called witch's nettle, witch's bane, witch's nettle bane." There you go. That's all you need to know.
What does it do?
Oh, this is witch's nettle, bane, witch's nettle.
Is it good for witches? Bad for witches?
It's bad for witches. It's bad for their familiars too, though, so maybe don't be chomping on it. But it's real pointy. You could stab him, or you could make him eat it. You become his friend. Maybe you become his lover and invite him to a nice dinner, and then you poison him with the witch's net.
You're a genius.
It works. It works better on the witch, though. So maybe go for that guy. But to get that fucking eagle, he's a goddamn problem.
Okay.
Agreed.
Aye, sir, miss.
Okay.
Okay.
Doctor.
Looks like we've got a mission to accomplish. Come on, y'all.
Yes, we'll gather up the nettle, whatever it is, nettle's bane, and put it in my little herb pouch.
Wait, guys, I have an idea. What if we all eat a little bit of it so that when the eagle tries to eat us, then he gets sick?
Maybe that's a last resort.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'll keep it up here.
Love the initiative, hate the plan.
Okay. I hear that a lot. I'll work on it. I turn and I bow to Baba Yaga, unsure of what I'm supposed to do. I just bow in a few different ways and go thank you for your wisdom, and then leave.
You're welcome, young one. And Harry the rabbit hair. And
It's rabbit to you.
whoever that third one was, I don't know what you are.
I'm Willow. Honestly, maybe we'll meet again, Baba Yaga.
Okay. You come visit now. Make more tea.
I've never had anything like that. That was incredible. So I have to get the recipe, for sure.
It's the wisdom, like we said. You step out of Baba Yaga's hut. The door closes behind you. It now occurs to you, you were running from something when you hid in her hut. Probably 20 minutes ago.
We should be really cautious when exiting this hut. We need to make sure this eagle isn't here, because we have nothing to defend ourselves against giant flying eagle.
We have the nettlebane.
It is a dried bundle of sticks. It's got pointy leaves coming off of it, a sort of bushy seed pod clump at the top. These look to have been dried straight. They're quite fibrous, so it's pretty. It's like a strong little bundle of sticks. Well, we're going to say that there are 5
Wow.
stalks of witch's nettle bane. Okay, you
I
head
think
out.
we should hustle to the town. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is, at this moment, no sign of an eagle overhead. Things are quiet and peaceful, other than the strangely still riverbed as you travel along. Baxter, you smell something. It smells like you, but it's definitely not you. And then you smell food? Live food. You smell you but not you, and live food. Kind of off to your left, like away from the riverbed.
So I smell me, but not me. And also, like live food and like live prey. Sorry, Harry. And, other things to eat and stuff. Sorry, Harry. So I don't know if you guys want to go that direction, but we could, if you're curious.
I don't really want to be going to my death. Let's just go straight on to town.
Like another fox? Like you but not you? Or...
I think unless it's also like a clone of me that someone's made to try to trick me, it's going to take my place. That's also a possibility.
How do we know you're the real Baxter?
Baxter tries to do something very drastic. Like she hits her like paw against like a tree, so like blood comes out, and she's like, test the blood.
I don't have any way to do that.
Harry just rolls his eyes and keeps hopping down towards this river as no one follows him, and he turns back and just stops.
Okay, I think Baxter is really, really curious about what that is. So I think she wants to get close enough to like maybe see, but maybe not close enough to like interact with whatever it is.
You move stealthily toward the smells. You don't get very far. You're still within easy sight of your friends when something scurries very suddenly in the underbrush, and you see the flash of a white tail streaking away, and then a streak of brownish red go running after it and tumble over, catching it in teeth. And you see a fox, bigger, older than you, little bits of gray tufts in its fur, easily grab and snap the neck of a rabbit. And then the fox turns back to you. Get your own.
I have one, but I can't give it to you.
I didn't ask her. What's your deal, kid? Like, go.
What's your deal, kid?
All right. I am fucking eating. What do you want from me? And they like use their claws to tear into the gut of this rabbit.
Hello, good sir. Good morrow to you. My name is Baxter, and I am was the wishes familiar, and I'm looking for anyone with information to offer about the death of the witch. And there's a guy who did it, and he had a big eagle. Does that mean anything? Are you okay, sir? You look a little confused.
You're
I think I was pretty
so weird. What? Hi, I'm Clover.
Thank you, sir. And I tip my head.
Who are you? You're Baxter. Why have I never seen?
Yes, hi.
Why have I never seen you? Do you live here?
Yeah, kind of. Just up a few hours up there. I live with the witch and with my friend who is an owl and another carnivore animal that I live with.
I don't know what that means. Are you?
It's another regular one.
Are you hungry? Like what?
I mean, I could eat, I guess, but that's not really what I'm here for. I'll deal with that later.
Do you? Oh,
nice
boy.
to meet you. I haven't met any others like me for a long time, I think. Mostly just stay there.
That explains so much. Do you know how to hunt? Are you trying to learn how to hunt?
Like for berries? Because you would be surprised. I'm pretty good at it.
I mean, berries are fine, but why? Man. All right. If you want, like, one leg, I could share one leg. The front leg. I get the hind legs.
Oh, I don't do that. That stuff I don't. I don't do that stuff.
Licking the blood off his chops as he's talking.
Oh, I don't think that's very clean. I think there's a lot of germs in that probably. It's blood, right? That's not good for you, probably.
Blood is great for you. What are you talking about? And he is burying his snout in the guts of this rabbit. Like,
what is going on?
Wow.
Where are the rest of you?
I think I was
hiding. I am hiding, okay? Harry is not going anywhere near someone actively eating a rabbit.
I think I want to come over and say, "Oh, Baxter, who's your friend?"
This is Clover, and this is Willow, and she can fly and get away. So if you try and get her, she'll just fly and get away.
Oh, I don't hunt. You are a weird fox. We don't hunt owls. They hunt us. Hey, owl.
They do?
I'm too big for you.
Over Willow.
Got that?
This fox doesn't know what they're talking about.
All right. I don't know who's trying to eat who here.
There's no eating. We're friends.
All right, that's weird. And he's like getting into the meat of the rabbit now.
Are you? Do you have a witch?
What's a witch?
It's like a person, and they wear a really big hat and live alone, and there's a lot of rumors about them. And they have a lot of really cool friends that are animals.
Oh, we got a witch. Lives in a cottage over there. He points back towards your home.
Oh,
we're not supposed to go over there.
Why not?
Oh.
I don't know. Sometimes the animals go over there and they don't come back.
In a good way.
Like they stay there because they're friends.
Clearly.
That seems wrong. And he keeps eating.
Okay, well, so are you telling me, sir, that usually a fox would eat a rabbit? Because that seems really disgusting.
What do you eat?
And have you ever talked to one and like understood their life story? Because like maybe if you did that and you had a little bit more empathy, maybe you wouldn't be so alone.
I'm not alone. I got like a whole family. Do you want to come meet them? You seem confused and like you need an adult fox to be in charge. So
she has an adult fox.
Yeah, I've got an adult fox, and her name is Willow the Owl. Excuse you. It's ridiculous. Hear this guy?
All right. Well, I heard you were looking for someone with a big hat.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, she got killed by someone, and so we're trying to find who killed her. So if you know, do you know a guy who passes by here who's also a witch and who has a big eagle? Have you ever seen this guy?
Oh, saw a guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good start.
Are you looking for a new guy with a big hat? He had a big hat.
Mm-hmm. He did. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was a shiny one.
Shiny one.
Give it that way. You gonna eat him? I don't know what you eat. I'm very confused.
I've never thought about it, but now that I think about it, that could be good. That would be like a communal family meal.
Okay, well, we got any scraps?
Okay, well,
I got lots of kids to feed, though.
Well, what's your address?
What's address?
Oh, it's like the thing the witch wears.
I don't...
If we were to call upon you at a later time, where would we find you?
I live that way.
That's a good way. Okay.
Don't come eat me.
Maybe...
Certainly.
No. Won't do that. As long as you don't eat any of my friends.
Who are your friends?
Harry, do you want to come say hello?
Scary. Very scary friend.
No.
Very scary and they're also poisonous. So, if you eat them, you die.
You have scary, poisonous friends?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
But they're not.
Good job.
Thank you.
See?
Well,
he's doing fine.
I'm doing
yeah,
so
this
good.
Seems fine.
Well,
all right, well,
it was very nice to meet you.
You as well. Maybe hang out with foxes some more. You're a weird one.
Well, maybe hang out with rabbits more, and you would. I do
what I want. And he takes the body of the rabbit and just kind of lopes away.
I look back at the other guys and I'm like, he's a weird dude, am I right? Like, what was up with that? He was eating a rabbit? Like that, that's ridiculous.
There are guts and
Harry's
blood
just
on
mortified
the
in the corner.
Like, Harry, isn't that disturbing? Like, he was like tearing that guy apart. Like,
welcome to my life. I've been hiding
your
from
life.
People like that all my life. I'm still here. They got nothing on me.
That's normal?
Hate to break it to you, kid, but you're kind of the softy of your bunch.
Oh, God. Well, I'm glad the witch never made me eat any of that stuff, because that's disgusting.
That's what you think.
What's that?
Nothing.
Okay.
Let's get moving.
Harry leads the way.
Yep.
Having, within span of a few minutes, been told by a really weird hen creature that he's something called a hare, and then immediately seeing a rabbit murdered in front of him. So whatever neuroses you claim are just blasting off inside that little skull of yours.
Oh yeah, no, he's just, on the outside, he's just nothing. Nothing's happening to him. On the inside, he just feels the dread of his own existence and the hopelessness of a life in the forest.
Traveling on. It is nearing evening. The sun is very low in the sky, and oranges, purples, dark blues start to rise as you finally approach the edge of the forest. Now,
Yes.
Harry, this is where you think you came from. Baxter and Willow, have you ever been to this area?
Probably not for a long time.
You come to what to Harry is a familiar, if long forgotten sight of a very lovely, very charming little gnome village. You can see a bit in the distance. It's not a huge village, but in the far side of the village from the forest, an impossibly large tree. Just a huge ass tree. Just a big, beautiful, like if an oak was magical. And it is probably 100 feet tall at least, and at least as wide. It really branches out. Many of its very large branches not that far off the ground, so it's like this big lumbering thing. It takes you a moment to realize it is empty, and it is flooded. You see flowing from the base of this tree, almost under the roots, the water of what you assume is once the stream, rather than following its normal banks, is just reaching out in these fingers and sort of flooding the whole town. And you can see, because from the forest, it's just fields. It's open, sort of agrarian, planted fields. And the water is reaching in every direction, almost like away from the forest, like arms or fingers, flowing outward. There's a solid foot of water in this area you've just entered. It got a bit boggy and marshy that you had to schlorp through, and now it's just there's a solid foot of water, which for a couple of you is a problem. You're gonna have to hop on some stuff, and the place seems very quiet, at least the part you can see and are next to. You don't see any people.
Looks like those gnomes are gone. Serves them right.
Is the tree punishing them for something?
Maybe the tree is mad about the witchcraft like the guy was.
Interesting jump in logic there, Baxter.
Who knows? Who knows? But
I would perhaps they're blaming the witch for this, which why would she do something like this? This doesn't seem to have purpose, right? Unless the purpose is to get rid of the gnomes.
Mm-hmm.
As you're saying this, there is a sudden shift in the ground next to you, and plant life, like vines growing into a small tree, almost just shoots up out of the ground, almost throwing you off balance. And water in her spot sort of schlorps down into a small sinkhole for just a moment before filling back up. This has become rather dangerous terrain on which to tread. The couple of homes you're near have been damaged not just by this flooding, but by plants that don't seem like they should be growing in the middle of like a house, like with a tree sticking a branch out. Various grasses have sort of clumped and taken over. A lot of vines.
It didn't used to look this way.
I think I want to try. I know it's like a bit more dangerous. I want to try like hopping from thing to thing and just like going into one of the houses and seeing what I find.
Yes. You approach the nearest house. It's a gnome-sized little cottage. The door is closed, and do you attempt to open it?
Yes. I think I'm not used to closed doors because like it was always just like the witches, like they would always just like push open for me. So I just like tap the doorknob. Hello? And nothing's happening. And then I think I try and like maybe push it in, like try and like slam my little body weight against the door.
I mean, make a fierce check. You're a fox, so this is going to be a DC 8.
Okay.
Because you weigh 5 pounds.
Yeah, it's a 5.
It's locked. So...
Yeah.
Okay.
I turn back to everyone and I'm like, there must be something with gnomes and making doors you can't open, because I don't know how they even get in there. Want to look somewhere else?
Can I fly up and look at the tree a little bit? Or is it, how far away? Are we like far away from the tree?
You're across town. It's just a very big tree,
Okay,
so you
okay.
can see it. It's probably a 10-minute flight.
I'm not trying to stray too far. I just kind of want to look and see if, like, emanating anything weird.
Looks like a tree. The tree seems to be behaving normally. The tree itself, this sort of type of tree, looks like the type of tree you'd find in this forest very commonly. Just much, 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 much bigger and more verdant and just an incredible amount of growth. I will say, if you're flying up, the water is what's behaving weirdly. It's not just that it's flowing everywhere. It's like it's moving on its own. It's making itself flow everywhere.
This looks like magic water.
Now, Willow, you flew up to get a good view over the town.
Oh no.
I would like you to make a clever check or a slide check.
6.
You don't know what you saw, but you saw movement, flying movement, sort of in the corner of your eye.
Like within the town or?
Within the town.
Okay.
Below you, as if it darted from place to place.
I will circle back to my friends and say that I potentially spotted a flying adversary. We should be on our guard.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just so the geography is just town and woods and nothing around the town.
There's a road. You don't know where it goes or where it's coming from. There's a lot of open fields. You see hills not far in the distance. If you're looking that way, I'd say you can see maybe even a couple campfires in the direction of those hills. But as you are contemplating this unexpected problem, you see that same uncomfortably large shadow pass over you in the dying light of the day, and you hear a screech. And the eagle, the same golden eagle as before, makes a dive for you. But as he screeches, and he does it a couple of times, never coming within 10 feet of you, almost like he's pointing at you.
Oh. We should move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I say we dart back into the forest.
As you go to move back into the forest, well, everybody make a slide check. And keep in mind, the eagle's watching you.
9.
I got 11.
5.
All right, so that kind of makes sense, Baxter being the brightest colored and the youngest. You do dart into the sort of the edges of this forest, just as you hear sort of loud, surprisingly clanky footsteps, and a voice go, "Boreas, what have you found?" And you see, coming out of the cottages, sort of around a corner of the street, a man in full plate armor, tall human man, full plate armor, very coiffed blonde hair, chiseled jawbone, sword at his side. He takes off. He's holding in one arm a metal helmet. He calls for the eagle and holds out his arm. The eagle comes down and perches on the arm, and the man, this is a really big, fucking heavy bird. All right, never mind. Just get off. And the eagle flies up a bit. Now, Boreas, this place, I don't know where the townspeople have gone, but clearly the witchcraft here is worse than we thought. That witch must have done something before I ended her. You said you found familiars. And Boreas kind of nods his head and says,
Yes. 3. Owl. Fox. Hare.
The man goes, all right, do you say they're here? And Boreas just slowly turns his head and looks and stares daggers into Baxter, a couple 100 yards away, hidden poorly behind a tree.
Yes.
The man pulls out a sword and holds it out and goes, I will end this darkness. And just sort of charges at ya.
Hold it there, hero. What have we ever done? Who said we wanted to be the witch's familiars?
Roll a clever check, and this is dangerous.
Amazing. I got a whole whopping 6.
Okay, so you do the spell well enough to get the words out, but you only rolled a 6, so he doesn't care. He's gonna take a swing at you with a sword. Okay. I need you to roll quick to get out of the way. I love
rolling quick. That's a 9.
That's really good. You dive out of the way. The guy's in full plate armor. He's not fast. He's just a lot. I care not how you came to be. I will cleanse this land. Anybody else want to do anything about this situation?
Oh my gosh. What's the eagle doing? He's like coming in and...
He's sort of taken off and he's sort of making a wide arc. You imagine he's lining up a shot or a dive.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use my spell. I'm going to use Conjure Light, and I'm going to make it just out of like his, the like corner of his eye, so that there's like glinting light of something coming into his vision.
Nice. Make a clever check, and this is dangerous. Before you tell me what it is, I'm going to make the DC 8.
That's a 7.
Oh, no. Man, that was close. Take a point of danger.
That's close.
Now, if you roll below a 2, so you have to roll a 1, but if you do, extremely bad things will happen. Haha! So you do get the spell off. 7 is very good, but he does not seem thrown off by it. If anything, it has drawn his attention, and he is now turning to you with his sword.
I was going to swoop in and try to take a sprig of the witch's nettle bane,
yes,
and try to get him in the ear.
Ooh, that's a rough one. Okay, make a seems fierce to me. I'm sorry, it kind of has to be fierce.
It seems fierce. Let's see. 9?
Yeah, you get him in the ear with some witch's nettle. And this stuff has kind of a sharp point. You're taking like a broken, really tough stick and just shoving it in his ear. He screams a lot. He's not down, but he does kind of like, not only is it painful, but then he seems almost momentarily confused.
Can I take as he's disoriented, can I just really quickly stab him in the ankle? Like between his armor plates?
Yes, it's going to be difficult because of the armor. I'm going to set this one at a 9.
Okay.
Then it's going to be a fierce check.
Fine. I feel like, okay, I'd lost. Either way.
I think I'm like off in the forest, like, because I know he's like trying to come near me. I'm like literally like prancing around, like dancing, like trying to like be like, hey, you can't come get me, to try and like keep his attention like on me and off of Willow so that she can have at him.
The eagle sees your hey, come get me. And it's gonna
not you. Not you. I'm talking to you.
Ear-splitting screech as it dives for you with its claws once again. You could still feel where it punctured your skin earlier today. Make a sly or quick check, depending on what you want to do.
They're both bad. That's an 8.
You dive out of the way just barely. Seems like he's going harder now than he did before.
Hey, you know that guy that you're hanging out with is also a witch, right? Because I've heard that from multiple people today. So if you think you're cleansing something, like, you're being really hypocritical right now. Saying.
We are on a holy mission.
Okay, I yell, this is why you have no friends! And try and...
At this point, where you're standing right now, it's less that you're in like a solid foot of water and more like you're in deep occasional puddles that you have to sort of work your way around of this very strange moving water. And rather suddenly, I'd say next to 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, Baxter. Next to Baxter, a sinkhole just opens up next to you, and I need you to make a quick check.
9. Rolled an 8.
That's really, really good. You sort of yip and roll out of the way as this wet spot, sort of the ground just gives out for a moment and then fills with water. Willow the owl, what are you up to?
So did the eagle come down for a swoop yet, or is he still like...
This has all happened very quickly, so he's just swooped at Baxter and he's still coming around for another towards someone.
I would love to try to just, like, intercept, like, just kind of smack into the side of him if possible. Sure. Not even necessarily to do damage, just to, like, get him to off track here.
Yes, so you can do fierce, and I will set the difficulty at 8, or you can do quick, and I will set the difficulty at 9.
I'll try quick.
Okay.
I rolled a 9, and I add 2, so that's 11.
Yeah, you body this eagle. He is much, much bigger than you, but you're, like, barn owls are good-sized birds, and all you have to do is knock him off kilter, so you get under one of his wings and just punch him, and he goes spinning, so his attack has been thrown off. He will not attack for, I don't know, a couple seconds. Great, no danger for Willow.
I let out my own little screech.
Yeah, well, like owls do. And how about our dear Hare? How you doing down there, buddy?
So Hare is pretty incompetent when it comes to fighting. Doesn't really have any means to do much of anything. So I think he's just gonna come talk to this man again, and he's gonna be like, I've been the victim of a witch's magic. I wish I didn't have this curse on my soul. Can you free me? What if we did that instead? Why do you have to kill an innocent bunny who's been turned into this sort of monster you see before you?
All right, that's all you're going to get out, because that's a lot of words.
Yeah.
You're doing magic about it, so this is going to be a clever check difficulty. You're going to get something different based on what you roll. If you roll at least an 8 total, he will take the time to respond to you. If you roll higher, you will be more convincing. And this is a dangerous roll.
Let's do it! I got a 4.
Okay, so you haven't, like, talked in a while, because the witch can just understand you. He's just not listening, but he will take a swipe at you with his sword. There is something extremely funny to me imagining this, like, tall, buff, heavily armored man with a big, fancy sword trying to hit a bunny. Like, that's very funny to me. I need you to roll either sly or quick to get out of the way of him trying to stab you into the ground.
Quick, as always. That's a 7.
Okay, he's gonna nick you. You are bleeding.
Okay.
He didn't get anything important. He got just kind of some loose skin, but a sword just cut you, and that sucked for you.
Okay.
That's also the knight's turn, if we're thinking it that way. So Baxter, what you up to?
I think I'm really trying to, like, think strategically here, because I'm like, we still don't know what's causing the water. The knight is just assuming that it's the witch. We were assuming, or at least I was, that it was the knight or whoever this mystery creature was. So, like, I don't know. So I think I'm just focusing on avoiding right now. And I think I'm trying to, like, communicate to Willow. Like, Willow, are you gonna try and get him again?
I'm working on the eagle.
Oh, you're working on the eagle. Okay. Then I'm trying to be like a target for the eagle, but like be prepared to roll out of the way so that Willow can just keep going at him.
Yes. I was gonna say sly, but if you're also kind of trying to trick the eagle, I would give you sly or clever.
Okay. Thank you. Rolled a 9 plus 2, 11.
You hold that eagle's attention. It knows the owl is there, but it's been after you from the start, and you kind of pissed it off. Boreas is going to let out another frustrated shriek as he tumbles from Willow's intervention and just uses that momentum to come down in a kind of sloppy but determined dive toward you. This time with his beak, right towards your pretty little neck. So he misses because you rolled real good. And he instead ends up just kind of hitting the ground with his claws and using it to sort of push off and back into the air. But that's his turn this go round. Willow, how about you?
We need your beak to give to Baba Ega, so you could just hand it over and we could work something out. I'm gonna try.
A claw also works. If you want to just give one claw, also good with that.
Or a feather. Feather works great. That doesn't harm you. Yeah, feather doesn't harm you.
Well, no, it has to be a feather we grab though, is the thing.
Yeah, but we can grab it and then you're still okay.
Yeah, I guess.
So all of this chatter happens, and then what does Willow do?
Does he appear, is he like just kind of fully enraged at this point, or does he appear to be listening at all, or is he just kind of...
If you want to try to like use your words mechanically, we can roll for that, or it can just be a sidebar.
I think mechanically I'd like to either like stir him into some kind of frenzy so that he like starts messing up, or just to keep him focused on me.
I would give you clever or sly with a DC of what you get is going to depend on what you roll, but
Okay.
I'd say you're going to need at least an 8 to have something good happen.
Okay, I will try clever. Oh, I rolled a 3 and I had 3, so I only got 6.
Oof. He doesn't care.
Great.
At least he either didn't hear you or he has a job to do. He seems like he likes his job, would like to do it. So, anything else your turn? I'd give you something else small.
I was gonna say I was gonna spit on him, but birds don't really. Oh, could I hawk a little bit of like owl pellet?
This is a fierce check.
Okay.
But it's like a 6 or 7. Let's call it a 6 difficulty.
We'll see.
No one expects
Get
the
it in
owl
his
pellet.
eye! Get it in his eye!
Oh my gosh, I got 3.
I really thought that was going to be a gimme.
I rolled a 2.
Well, you do hawk up an owl pellet. It just kind of splats on the ground in the middle of all of this. In fact, hey, Harry,
Yeah.
roll a quick check.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh! Guys, I have some bad news. I just rolled a 2 and I have 3 danger.
Wait!
Oh no!
Not the owl
Harry,
pellet.
you roll out of the way of this owl pellet coming down. It splats next to you. Unfortunately, you have rolled directly into the path of the ground. Just the very, very wet ground just sort of collapses under you. You are in serious trouble. You are very suddenly underground / water. You don't even know which one it counts as. You're basically in quicksand. You're going to have to either fight your way out of this or have someone help you out, or you're going to drown.
Yeah, sounds about right. Can I try to claw my way out of this?
Yep, this is going to be a fierce or quick check. Difficulty 7 to get your head above water. Difficulty 10 to get yourself fully out.
Okay, well, I'll be doing a quick check. And I got a 10.
Oh my god. Wow, we should always do it for the bit.
Wait, no. Wait, no. It's 3 plus 6, that's 9. Sorry, y'all. I'm
Oh my
still
God.
alive, but...
Hey, that's real good though. You
Yeah.
are still stuck, but
Mhm.
this sinkhole you've fallen into isn't very wide, and you are able to brace yourself and in just pure animal panic, scramble against what harder surface you can find to just poke your head out and maybe start to get some of your body out as well. That's gonna be our knight in shining armor. He doesn't consider Harry a problem right now. He just saw the ground eat Harry, and he shouts, "Haha! The earth itself is on the side of justice." And he's going to... Willow, you recently swiped at him. Oh, but then you went after the eagle. So the nearest one is... Sorry, little guys. It's Baxter. He's gonna swipe at you. I need you to make a sly or quick check to get out of the way.
Oh, 8. +1. Wow, I am rolling well. Okay.
Wow. You're
It's
doing
good.
really well. No one has touched you. Great. This knight is having the worst time trying to fight 3 small animals. Is going to... Willow keeps fucking up his shit. So the eagle is going to turn to Willow and make a go at you. I need you to roll something to do something about it. I'm going to say difficulty... Sly or quick, difficulty 8.
Okay, I'll probably do quick and try to do a cool whoopie maneuver out of the way, but we'll see. We'll see what. Okay, 7.
You're really close, but he clips your wing with one of his claws, and you feel this flesh sort of tear, and you know that's going to be a problem really soon. Right now you're kind of pumped with adrenaline, but this just got a little harder for you, and that didn't feel great.
Can I run kind of around the night so that I kind of disappear behind the houses? Because I want to... I'm guessing I'm faster than he is in his full plate armor, and I want to go behind him and crawl up a house, because I can just crawl up on top and then do some shenanigans from there.
I would love that. So to see if you can climb on top of a gnome-sized house, that's gonna be... well, I could see a few things working here. What do you want it to be? Quick is kind of the obvious choice here.
Sure. Quick is good. Okay. What's the DC?
DC is going to be 7. And this is not dangerous.
Okay. Well, that's a 6. And I add 1.
Hey! So it's a close one, but you do scramble up there successfully. Well done. And what did you want to do up there?
I want to be just kind of above the knights where the knight is standing, and I wanted to just owl style, I'm sure I learned it from Willow, just drop from the roof onto his head and just claw at his neck and his face, because at this point I'm I'm done with you fucking up our shit. So I'm just going crazy on his head, aiming for the neck, because that's where he hurt the witch.
Make a fierce check. I'm gonna say 8 to land on him, and then if you get higher than that, that will change how badly you hurt him.
Okay, I have +2. 8! Wait, so that's 10! Oh!
My God. He is extremely hurt. I'm gonna say you have completely forgotten that you were holding any witch's nettle. And as you fly down on him, the witch's nettle in your mouth very conveniently gets a pretty big gouge. I'd say it even sticks into his neck. He's not bleeding out at the moment, but he's very hurt, and that stuff is magical or poisonous, you don't know. As you are sort of Tasmanian deviling around his head, he has also been stabbed again by the witch's nettle, and he is looking real bad, you guys. Now, do you stay up there? Or... Yeah. Okay, cool.
I'm staying up there as much as I can, and I'm trying to stick as close to his head as I can, because I know that if he tries to hurt me, yeah, I'm literally on his face, because I know if he tries to hurt me, it's risking hurting himself.
Willow, you do something.
Yes, I wanted to try to extract Hare from the sinkhole.
That's a good idea.
And try really hard to avoid my natural instincts to when they go and they grab. Sure. I want to do a gentle grab.
Okay, I'd say it's either fierce or quick.
What do you want to do? Quick?
Yes, I'm gonna say to do quick, the difficulty is gonna be an 8.
Well, I only got 7, so
you're pulling. It's not that it's not working. It's just that it's gonna take longer than this moment to get him out of this quicksand.
There.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get you out. Don't worry. Don't panic. That's the worst thing you could do right now.
As a predator digs his claws in you, the earth itself seems to fucking hate you.
And as always, Hare is showing zero emotion in his deep pain.
Definitely not an emotional guy. We haven't given the ground itself a turn in a bit, so let's see. Who's it gonna fuck up? So I assigned a d6, Willow 1-2, Baxter 3-4, and Hare 5-6, and that's who the earth attacks. This is the second or third time I've rolled a 4, so it's gonna be Baxter again. From the ground where Hare is trapped, actually, plant life just shoots up, and unfortunately, that plant life spreads sort of haphazardly and is in danger of just whacking the fox off the knight's head. So we're going to see if you take any equivalent of bludgeoning damage. What would you like to do about this situation of some vines about to punch you in the face?
I think I would like to just swiftly move to the other side of the head so that it gets him in the face.
Nice. We're going to call that, well, could be a few things. Let's say quick. I'm going to make this dangerous because you're also trying to hurt him. And the challenge rating is going to be 7.
Well, I have news because before you said that, I rolled a 10.
Oh! Wow.
So that's an 11.
Like this so much, and that is so high that I am actually going to say the vine does get him in the face and breaks his nose. You hear a crunch, and just blood pours out of his face, and you hear a scream as he's just sort of, his head is snapped to the side, and his nose is just so
How is he still standing? This man's endurance is crazy.
This has been really fast, you guys. And he's a respectable knight. He's probably broken his nose before, or based on his bone structure, maybe not. How about Hare?
Amazing.
What are you up to, my guy?
Well, I'm just gonna try to get out again.
That checks out.
Let's do it. I got a 4, so I'm not free.
No, you're not. I'd say an owl has just grabbed you in its talons, which has never happened before, and an instinct you didn't know you had kicks in, and you just go limp.
Okay, sounds about right.
You can see his little heart, like, fluttering like a hummingbird
Yeah.
under his skin.
Yeah, Harry needs some support right now, guys.
Baxter, our little fox, what you doing?
I'm now on the back of his head, just like clinging on, like my claws digging into his skull, hopefully. And I think I'm just gonna like go like this and then just try and open my jaws and take like a bite out of his neck. I think all of my like carnivore like crazy like tendencies that have never come out before are like coming out in this moment. And yeah, I think I just try and like, I don't know, snap as many tendons as I can. Is that too gory?
Roll a fierce check. I'm gonna say difficulty 8 to do some amount of damage, and this is dangerous.
Okay, I have that is no 5.
Cool. That's gonna be the eagle. As you are trying to get your jaws into this guy, and you've just never done that before. The eagle considers this a problem and sort of screams as it tries to sort of get you in its claws and yank you away. Baxter, so sorry, my guy. Can you please roll something to get out of the way? Quick, sly, and the DC is going to be 8.
Okay, well I have +1, and that's a 3.
The eagle bodies you, and you are in its claws, and it throws you 10, 15 feet, and you feel a rib go in a way it shouldn't. You feel a snap. You're hurt, and you're on the ground a few feet from the fight. Willow?
I'm just gonna keep on trying to get Harry out of this puddle. Make a some kind of check. Should I do quick and try to like yank him?
Yeah, he's partway out. I'm gonna say difficulty 8.
Let's see. Oh, 9 + 2, 11.
You did. Oh, you
Harry's out.
Suddenly find a well of strength and pull him out of this sinkhole so violently that you kind of accidentally throw him, but he just kind of lands on his feet.
Love it.
Soaking wet,
Love it.
partially drowned, and still hurt from before, but not being sunken into the earth.
Love it. Okay.
That
Can
means,
Harry do something?
Yeah, Harry, you have a turn.
Yay! So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to this armored knight who currently has multiple sticks sticking out of his neck and a broken nose. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use I'm a hare, I can jump, right? I'm gonna try to jump up to his abdomen and push him over because he can't be standing very well right now. He can't be doing that. Okay.
You've seen videos of kangaroos doing like the front kick.
Yeah, it's like that.
Make a fierce check.
Your big hair feet.
This is...
Yeah.
Oh,
They're coming in
guys,
handy.
I have a problem.
Oh, you didn't.
No! It was so cool!
So I'm back in danger.
Okay, I can't pull punches here. You try to kick him, and he blocks you with his sword, and you are just... There is a bit of a crunch as you are tossed, just like Baxter. Bloodied again. I won't say impaled or anything.
Okay.
I'll give you one more chance before I just kill you. And you are, I would say, near unconsciousness. You are dazed, laying on the ground like a prey animal who has just been badly hurt.
Okay.
Sorry, buddy. The ground is going to take a turn. Let's roll that d6 and see. A 1! Okay, well at least it's not Baxter. Willow, the only one out. You're still kind of on the ground, so you just pulled Hare out, and some of those vines you did not notice were growing so quickly behind you, and something just grows over you. It doesn't seem like it's going for you, it's just growing, and you are a convenient trellis.
Oh, excuse me.
I will give you quick to try to not be captured by this.
8 plus 2? 10.
You not only avoid it, but you sort of pull this still pretty small vine out of the ground.
Ooh.
Now you have a vine if you wanted that, Baxter. You are you're not incapacitated like Hare, you've just been injured. What would you like to do?
I think I stand up on my forelegs shakily and just try and go in for round 2.
Cool.
Make
a fierce
I'll do the
check.
exact same things and they'll work exactly the same way.
They were very effective.
As in, are you just making a jump for his head, or are you getting up on the roof again?
Feels not as wise to do that right now. So maybe I think she's just trying to come at him from the back, trying to come at him, not be seen, and maybe bite his ankle or something to make him fall down.
Yeah.
I can roll fierce. Fierce is 9 plus 2, 11.
Oh, you're doing what I never could.
You get him. Please paint me a word picture. What does it look like when Baxter the Fox ends the life of a fully plate armored knight in shining armor? Nope.
I think it's there's very dramatic music playing. She's in her own little movie trailer. Yes. And she's it's even though her rib is the one that's injured, she's dragging her leg for effect. It just makes more of a dramatic effect. So that's what she's doing, and she's getting close to him, and then comes up behind him, opens her mouth the widest she's ever opened it, and just slowly chomps down, sinking her teeth into his ankle, and just stays there.
There are some extremely important blood vessels that run through our legs. I have to imagine they pass through the ankle at some point. So we're going to say you hit one of those, and blood fills your mouth almost with force, just gushing into your mouth. Turns out blood is delicious, and you're really into it.
He was right.
And you do. Have you ever seen a dog lock its jaws onto something?
Yeah.
That's the situation here. He is stumbling backwards, and you are hanging from his ankle as he tries in his last moments of consciousness to shake you off. He falls hard on his back and just slowly stops kicking as he loses too much blood, and he is still 2 sticks sticking out of him. He never did put on his helmet, just kind of on the ground.
No, he didn't get the chance. Give in to who you truly are. Don't become me.
Okay, she opens her jaw and, without describing it too gorely, takes out his eyes.
Yeah, it's how are we going to do
Takes
this?
them out.
The eyes are out now.
Yeah, right, and I have them. I put them in my pouch.
That's right,
I
well,
take
pouches.
the vine that I have and sort of, I don't know what the eagle's doing, but I would love to attempt to sort of like wrap him up a little bit.
I'm going to say the eagle, upon the death of his master, suddenly reverts. He's still who he was, but he suddenly reverts in intelligence and ability a bit to just a fucking eagle. So he's gonna like dive for you guys. Like he's still like, this is my person, but like there are 3 of you and 1 of him, and he is somewhat hurt.
2.5 of us.
Yeah. Harry's still technically incapacitated. But Willow, I'll give you a single roll to just see if you can incapacitate the eagle with this vine.
What is this?
You tell me what you want it to be and why it should be that.
I would, I feel like, even though I want it to be quick, I feel like it's sly because I'm trying to do it in a way that is going to be detrimental to him.
Yeah.
So I feel like sly makes sense. Well, I got a 6.
Ooh, he's still a problem, you guys. He is pissed off and screaming about it, and he's gonna, I'd say, slash at Willow because she tried to tie him up. Willow, make a, I'd say, quick check to get out of the way.
I'm gonna try to dip out. 8 + 2, 10.
He is clumsier. He is less organized than before. Would you like to see if you live?
I'd love to see if I live. Let's find out together.
What'd you roll?
I don't.
What did you roll?
It's the 1.
That's a 7.
No, it was a 1. I swear
It
it was
Oh.
a 1. I'm not.
Okay.
Why would I make that up?
No, I thought you was wrong.
Yeah.
No, it was a 1.
Okay.
No.
Harry is bleeding out.
Somebody has to get you a different dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Harry is fully unconscious and can no longer do anything to help himself. Harry will make no more rolls until somebody else does something about it. I'll give each of you 1 opportunity to do something about it. If somebody is not successful, Harry is going to die.
I can attempt with my my spell, even though the witch had taught it to me in sort of for the purposes of fixing little frayed rugs and cleaning up spills. Perhaps it will help
Blood is a spell.
stitch Harry back together a
Maybe he'll
little
put his
bit.
blood back in him. Let's find out. This is a dangerous, clever check, and
Okay.
because it's an unusual use of this, I'm going to say it's a difficulty 9.
Okay. Okay, I only got 6. I got 3 + 3. Ugh.
Well, there's a broken stick under Harry, and that snaps back together. So that's cool. Take a point of danger.
Oh,
Baxter,
God.
is there anything you want to do about Harry dying?
Be yourself, Baxter.
No!
Don't turn
No.
into the grumpy old man I've become.
I'm definitely like right next to Harry, and I'm like trying to be like, it's okay, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine, and we'll bring the witch back, and she'll fix it, and everything's gonna be fine, right?
Is that your offer? What are we doing?
I don't know.
Are you trying to talk him back to life? We can roll for it.
Baxter's really good at talking.
Baxter has been proven to be really mechanically good at talking. Baxter's gonna be like, please, I don't know what I would do without you. And is gonna try and keep Harry like here as much as she can.
Make a... What kind of roll do you want this to be? What is this?
What is this? I feel like it's a fierce. It's her being like really assertive and being like, don't go.
You're trying
like,
to
you can't
intimidate
go.
him back to life? Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again,
It's like
I'm
I would
gonna
be
set...
I would be so hurt if you left. Just so you know, I would be really hurt by that.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
I'm again going to set the difficulty at 9. Because
Yeah. Okay.
it seems unlikely.
Yeah.
There. Okay. There we go.
No. I've never had this happen before.
No one said that the witch doesn't know necromancy.
It's true. No one said that.
Who knows?
So that was a 1, but it's +2, so that's a 3.
Okay. At least you're not dying because you tried so hard.
Yeah. So I do nothing.
Okay.
I'm just holding Harry.
You feel as his fluttering little heartbeat stops, but you have less than a moment to process that information before a strange roaring sound starts to come up behind you. Without seeing what's happening, Willow, you see what's happening, so you can try to dodge out of the way if you want, but a wall of water is moving down the riverbed.
Oh, so I was always doomed.
Sucked from all the places it had gone and all the floods it had caused. It is pulling back to the riverbed and it is rushing at you. Willow, you can try to get out of the way. Hare, you're dead. And Baxter, you're busy crying. So Willow can try to dodge. Can I try to grab Baxter? Yes, I will add 1 to the difficulty if you want to take her with you.
Okay, I would like to try to grab Baxter.
I'm like screaming and like clawing at like Harry as you're doing that.
I'm just like, my soul is watching this and I'm like, do well, kid. Do well, kid. Do better than me.
That's all we can sing. We can't clear that. God. This is a quick check.
Okay.
I'd say 7 to get out of the way, 8 to take Baxter with you.
Okay, I rolled a 5 +2.
You try to take Baxter and she's too heavy. You can't lift her in time. She and Harry's body are swept up in the stream and are moving at an incredible pace down the riverbed, back towards home, technically.
That's good.
So it was Harry.
Free ride.
Harry did the water. The water was Harry's fault. In my mind, that's like, because as soon as Harry died, the water came.
Here's the thing. You're all small animals seeing the world from your limited perspective. You may not ever find out some of this stuff.
What happened to the guy and the eagle? Where are they positioned right now?
The eagle jumped out of the way of the river. He wasn't worried about Harry. And the guy's body is not being carried with nearly as much force or speed as Baxter and Harry because he's in armor, but he does move, like, as the water hits him. Who knows where he's going to end up.
I was going to see if I could grab the vine again and, like, take off.
Vines are plentiful. Absolutely.
Right. I'm going to grab a vine and take off down river, try to catch up with the bucket.
Baxter, I need you to make... Well, what would you like to do about your situation?
I would say that I'd be trying to hold on to Harry because I'm thinking like, yeah, maybe the witch bring him back. Like, I don't know. So I don't know if that's slowing me down. I don't really know. But I think she's in too much of like a panic to really be forming a plan right now. I think if or when they're both carried back to the river, I think she's trying to like find a rock, like even if it means she like slams into it, trying to find something to like grab onto.
While holding Harry, or are you letting go of Harry?
I'm thinking about what Harry said and how he wanted to like not end up like him, and so I think if it came to holding on to him and being carried off or holding onto the rock, I would hold on to the rock.
Okay, well let's let the dice make that call. Make a, I would say, fierce check to, this is kind of a physical task. If you roll an 8, you can pull yourself up onto a rock. If you roll above an 8, you can bring Harry with you.
Okay. That's a 7 + 2, 9.
You and Harry...
Wait, does that mean I can carry him? Oh.
Are on a stone in this very suddenly rushing river. Is picking up every little rock and stone that hasn't been moved since it stopped flowing hours ago. It is full of mud and full of algae and slime. So you are honestly barely conscious. You were pretty badly hurt anyway. You've just been nearly drowned while trying to hold on to the body of your dead uncle figure.
Uncle figure is correct.
Yes. That's right.
I wasn't nice enough to be a father figure.
Yeah, I figured that it wasn't the right energy, but it's strong uncle energy. You pulled yourself onto this rock. Willow, you have been you were able to keep track of them. You do know where they are. You see no sign of the eagle.
Well, these little dudes are more important. So I'm gonna take the vine over. I guess, like, how big is this rock that they're on?
You could, if you really snuggled up to them, also perch on the rock, but it would be precarious.
I'll precarious. Well, I don't need to perch. But I'll go over. I'll say, Baxter, can you get to shore from here? I can take Harry. I can pick him up. Are you okay?
Can I get to shore easily from where I am?
You can try. You've swam before. You're a pretty strong swimmer. You've never swam. This water is much more rushing than it normally would be. It's all the water that hasn't flowed all day. But you think if you weren't carrying Harry, it would be a relatively doable task? Like a difficulty 7, probably.
Okay. I let Willow carry Harry, and try to make my way to the shore.
We're gonna call it a 6. Fierce check or quick. Fierce or quick.
Okay, I will do fierce. +2, 5 +2.
Okay.
7.
You did it. It's not like a fun swim, but you're carried downstream a little bit, but you make it to shore. The 2.5 of you reconvene. You've been carried pretty far into the forest. You moved very, very, very fast. It probably took you most of the daylight hours of the day to get to town. You're at least halfway home.
Yeah, I drag myself out of the water. I try to shake off what I can, and I look for Willow.
I'm here.
I just, flop down on the floor.
Oh, I know. It's okay. I think we should try to get home.
Yeah. No, I mean, we have the eyes still, so maybe we can bring her back.
Necromancy.
Yeah, maybe she can...
You hear a whisper from the void. Necromancy.
Yeah, okay. And I think we start the long trek home. I think it takes me longer than it did to get to this point. I'm just
sure,
beaten and bruised. Yeah.
I'm still keeping an eye out. Oh gosh. I still want to be aware, make sure there's no eagles or otherwise, just to make sure. We have to go back and get that for Baba Yaga though.
Oh, damn it.
This is just a temporary setback, but we do have to get his parts.
Yeah.
Speaking of, as you're keeping an eye out, it's truly night now. It's quite dark. The forest sounds like the forest at night. You don't hear any obvious predators coming. And then at one point you hear, "Hello? Hello?
Hello? Is that you?
Who's
Is it
me?
the weird chicken? Is it the chicken girl?
Baba
the chicken
Yaga.
woman?
Baba Yaga is...
Baba Yaga!
Do you have my beak?
Oh. We tried so hard.
No, hold on. She's on the other side of the river. So you see this dumb little chicken flight, and she that's about as far as she can fly. So, but she makes it over the river and she kind of stumbles down. It's just where you were. Hello, make a sound.
Hi.
Hello,
Yeah,
Baba Yaga.
we're here.
Oh hi. Oh,
We're down
that
one.
smells pretty bad.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, he's a corpse and he's dead.
That's not so good.
You did draw the card though, so
Yeah.
I did draw the death card, and I'm dead. So she's thanking Baba Yaga for that.
It's almost like he's still here.
She
I
didn't
can still hear his
control the
voice.
future. She didn't control the future. She just predicted it.
Yeah, Void.
Yeah, so we're trying to head home to bring back the witch, and the witch can maybe help us with all the stuff.
No, but you didn't get Bobby.
no,
No, so this
No.
one's not done then. Didn't hold up his part of the deal.
that's correct.
Okay, well, I have unpaid dues, so, well, here, I can't do it, but, you go bring back the bitch. Go bring that.
We'll bring back the bits, I promise you.
Go.
We'll try our hardest.
It's because of the lisp is really fucked up the W's. That's going on to Instagram. Okay. Pull it together, everybody. This is serious. Somebody's dead.
I'm dead.
Yeah, Void. So you bring back the witch.
R.I.P.
And then maybe you give her this, here, you give her this. And she gives you a piece of bark with text on. It's that hangman card. I think maybe, yeah, you tuck it right into his little open wound there, maybe his little pocket. And you just see if that does nothing. Okay, bye, you owe me a beak. And she flies back over the river.
Thanks, Baba Yaga.
Thank you, I guess. I refuse to put it in his open wound right now, so I put it in a bag in my pouch.
Sure. And you make the rest of the trek home. It's most of the night, and it sucks. You're very hurt, you're very cold, soaking wet, and it's just a long walk. But you do make it home. Luckily, you remember which branches of the river to follow because you don't have Hare. And you arrive at a dark cottage, door closed as you left it. No fire burning in the hearth. Deadly silent.
I gotta bring Hare in.
Before Baxter enters the cottage, she says, I've experienced death before. I can handle this.
Baxter, you straight up murdered that guy.
I did.
You still have
I enjoyed every moment of it.
brown, dried blood crusted on your little muzzle. Just kind of...
Yeah, she looks it off, for sure.
You have dished it out.
Have caused it. And, I think I'm ready.
It's a lot of development for one day.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's go see if these
I learned that there's a food chain, and I'm part of it. But we can talk about that later.
Let's bring the witch back.
Yeah.
You enter the cottage. The door opens like it's supposed to. It's not one of those gnome doors. And everything is exactly as you left it.
I'll set Hare on like a bundle of scarves that's just somewhere. Just give him a little spot to sit for right now.
Hare loves it. From heaven.
Great. So you have a dead witch and you have eyes. What's your plan there?
So normally when the witch does she operate with like a cauldron? Does she have
She has all kinds of stuff. Honestly, most of her magic looks like cooking. You know, like there's some cauldron stuff, but there's a lot of drawing with chalk on that table with a candle. That's a big one she likes to do. Especially in the extremely rare occasion that someone comes to her to make a deal. She likes the candle thing because it flickers, like she can make it flicker magically and it like adds the drama. So you have options here. You could do something, there's no fire lit, but you could do something. It's not that hard and you figure it out. And you can try cooking something. You can try drawing something with chalk. You can try just shoving them in her mouth and see what happens. You know, it's up to you.
It's a shame that Harry's gone because he's the one that really knew the myth or whatever.
I think I'm thinking about like earlier today when we were coming back to the hut and everything was simpler and life was better.
Day.
And yeah, what a day. And all of the like berries and herbs and stuff that we collected and that like Hare collected too. And I think I'm thinking like, maybe we should try to cook something, put it together. I've never done it before, but I feel like I'm really good at it. I think if we put the eyes in a bowl with some water and some herbs and some berries, it'll probably end up tasting really good.
And at least one leaf, just like Baba Yaga's tea.
Yeah.
Don't remind me. Gotta get that recipe.
Like our cooking journey of our day today.
Yeah. I'm going to say step 1, try lighting a fire, and I'm going to make you roll for it just because you're animals.
Boil it?
Yeah. Who wants to try to light a fire in the hearth if you do want to cook?
I'd give it a go. I've seen her do it tons of times. This is like, I know what to do.
It's doable. She has this little flint striker. It's like a little tool where she just pinch and it makes spark.
Okay.
So you can get that in your beacon. I'm going to say roll a clever check.
Okay.
And it's going to be a DC 6.
All right. So, I got 10. 10 total.
You light a fire like you've been doing it every day of your life. You're very proficient in fire. This is fine. You get it going in no time. You get some kindling in there, some little strips of dried bark. It's good in snapping. Some of the older coals start to like warm back up, and you've got, a small but decent cooking fire.
Let's boil the cook pot. And then we'll start putting things in. And we can say things we like about the witch, and things we like about Hare, and things we like about ourselves. And he would hate this if he was here.
He's like rolling from heaven
What
watching
do
this.
you like about Hare? What is something you verbally put in this pot?
I think Baxter says, what I like about Hare is that he pretends that he doesn't have feelings and emotions, but he also would like jump in front of me in battle and try and protect me. So I think that's what I like.
I just like that he's so steadfast and loyal, even though he pretends he doesn't. Just like you said, even though he pretends he doesn't care. I think deep down, he did really like us, and we like him.
Mm-hmm.
Unseen behind the both of you, the witch's blood, which has for hours been dried and tacky on the floor, reconstitutes a little bit, and the thinnest tendril of it runs just a few feet toward the bundle of scarves on the ground, on the floor where Hare has been laid, and soaks in under him. And it's just laying there glimmering, just waiting. Nothing's happened yet. What do you do with this soup, this eyeball soup you have made?
I think we got to give her a little bit, and then we'll drink some.
And we'll give some to Hare.
A tea party.
Yeah! She never brings out the good glassware for this. The good
We have to bring
china.
out the good china.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yes. Baxter immediately breaks it. Immediately.
She luckily keeps a set of 6 nice china cups. You do break 1, so you're down to 5. You fill 4 china cups.
Oh, I can mend it. I have a mend spell.
Oh, hey! See, on a day-to-day, that's really useful. So you pour a bit of this floating eyeball gunk soup, scalding hot, into the mouth of this dead woman. Each take a sip yourselves, I think you said? And do you feed some to Hare?
Oh, yeah.
So you like pry open the mouth of this rabbit, shows like big rabbit teeth to Hare, and you're like, and you're trying to pour in his mouth, it's just kind of sliding off, and his little tongue is just lolling. But some probably gets in there. There is a long pause, as nothing really happens, and you have a moment to wonder why it didn't work, and why you were so short wood, and where Hare heard this information. Whether he made it up just because he didn't want the witch to be dead, or did he care? And you begin doubting sort of your entire existence before the witch shoots up, neck still covered in blood, but healed. She's coughing up chunks of dried, coagulated blood. Oh man, I haven't done that in a while. That sucks. Oof.
You're back! You're back!
Oh, Baxter! Oh, you look rough.
I drank a lot of blood!
Oh, that's so
Kill the man!
Baxter, you're growing up. Oh, I am so proud of you. She sees the setup. Willow, did you make me soup?
Yes, and I had a lot of help from Baxter. Can you help Hare?
She turns Hare. While all of this is happening, what they don't see is the void in which you currently exist.
Yeah.
You are a point of energy in the universe.
I am.
You have, on some metaphysical level, heard what they said. Not in words, but in meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And right now you have a choice. You can follow this current of energy you find yourself swept up in. You don't know where it'll go, but it will be away from here. Or you can pull yourself out of this force and return. But at the moment, you're kind of everything. So if you want to return, what you are is kind of your call.
Okay. So Hare is gonna come back. But as he comes back to life, his ears shrink and his little Nuzzle turned small and pink, and now he's bright white, and his sweater's a little too big for him, and he's a pretty little bunny, and he's no longer Harry the Hare, he's Harry the Rabbit.
Oh,
Like
that's
he's always wanted
lovely.
to be.
Unseen until now on the floor, a little card of bark with beak pecks in it that had fallen out of your pouch while getting the eyes had landed near Harry. It just sort of turns to ash in a tiny little spark and fades away. A little bit of twinkle of magic landing on Harry.
As soon as I see Harry, I go, who are you?
And I go, good work, little one.
It's you! You're back!
Oh, Harry, you're so cute. Look at you. Mother
I've
Nettle.
never been more at home than I have with y'all right now.
Oh.
Harry, that's the sweetest thing you've ever said. Did you bring me back to life? That's so good.
Yeah.
Sweetie.
Can I have a hug?
She's holding you on your forehead.
And Harry's just smiling and grinning in his little bunny self, and he's so happy.
Do you want
He's never been this happy
sweater?
before.
I can make a new sweater. This one's
And yeah.
Do you like purple? Do you want a new color? So she's just chattering about the sweater. She reaches out and kind of gives Willow the owl little pets on her beak. Baxter is curled up next to her, completely ignoring the fact that she was murdered today. She should probably be asking more questions. Like, the place is a mess. But she seems fine.
Well, we've taken care of her murderer, so...
She's pieced that together. So now you seem to have had quite an adventure. Why don't you tell me all about it? And we're going to pan from there as you recount the adventures of the day. What do the next few days, few weeks, the rest of your lives look like? As far in the future as you want to go.
I feel like Harry finds himself a little bunny wife, and he leaves the witch, like, he leaves being the witch's familiar, but, like, he's now Baxter's father figure and not his uncle figure, not her uncle figure. So.
Oh, that's sweet.
Willow definitely is on the hunt for this eagle, for sure. And it, like, fully intends to bring pieces back for Baba Yaga, because she's like, well, I've made a pact, so it's gotta happen. And I don't know the eagle's whereabouts, but I think that if she could convince the eagle to, like, be cool, she could get, like, some choice feathers and not have to tear them apart.
You know how I just said we weren't rolling? Please make a single fierce check.
Okay. Oh, 10 plus 1.
You get a feather. You didn't give it willingly. He seems uninterested in talking, but you do find him at some point just living in the woods like an eagle. And you get in a little tussle with him, and you get, honestly, a good clawful of, like, light feathers. So he's a little fucked until those grow back, and you have what you needed.
Perfect.
You go to Baba Yaga?
Yeah, I bestow our...
You held up your end of the deal. You're a good one. Thanks.
They're all good. I had some help. Of course. Anything for Baba Yaga.
Do you want to stop by, have some tea sometime? I guess we'll bother me around.
I'd love tea.
Okay. And she turns around, and as she's pouring you tea, just, like, pops the feathers in her mouth and, like, like, swallows them down, and then goes on as if nothing happened. She turns, and as she's, like, chatting with you about her day and what she did today, the river came back real fast. That was good.
I don't know why that
weird.
happened. But I think it's because Harry had some internal issues, and then once he figured himself out...
Are you telling me Harry
the
shot out
water
the river?
was my emotion.
All right.
Do I have water magic?
That seems fine to me. And as she's talking to you, like, she, like, grows just a few new feathers, and, like, her eyes clear up just a little bit as she sort of settles back down in her basilisk self.
I love her.
Baxter, how you doing?
I think Baxter's focusing on two things. A little bit less like personally important is Baxter's just like naturally very curious, so wants to figure out what happened with the water. Just does want to do that. But then the other thing is that I think she tries to like start exploring more about like what it means to be a fox and like realizing that like, oh, that was meat that I ate growing up. I am a carnivore and like spends time with the other foxes and like learns about herself. And
how do you go about trying to learn what happened in the river?
I think she's going around like an investigative journalist to all of the animals in the forest, being like, now what did you see on whatever the date was? And like what's your alibi? And just seeing like what people saw and trying to piece things together.
You mostly get a lot of, well, the river dried up and then the witch was dead, or maybe the witch was dead and then the river dried up. I don't know. And then the river came back real fast. And she really swept some shit away. That was dangerous. My cousin Earl died.
No!
Yep.
I'm so sorry. I knew Earl. He was a good guy.
That's most of what you get from people. That the witch died and the river dried up. Or maybe the river dried up and then the witch died and then the witch was back and then the river was back. Or maybe it was the other way around. So... Okay,
I do ask the witch. If what she knows.
She, in her sort of distracted way, would say something about like, well, you know, I've been here a long time. The tree's been here a long time in town, and the river's always flown into the forest. And I think maybe when I died, my magic kind of dried up for a minute, and the river just didn't feel pulled this way. I don't know if that upstart of a god thought he was cursing or blessing me when he made that river flow there, but it seems that if I'm not around the river, it doesn't get pulled this way.
I see. That was what I was leaning towards, is that you are magic. Magic is you. Well, that's very reassuring, because we did think Hare had water magic for a second. And so I'm glad to just have confirmation that he does.
Maybe he does. I don't know. Let's see.
Well,
hey,
Hare.
She kind of like pours a cup of water on you. How do you feel?
Pretty silly.
Maybe not the magic thing. I don't know. And she like dries you up. I'm sorry, my baby.
Yeah.
We pulled out from here. Zooming out from this ridiculous little cottage in the middle of the woods with the talking animals, and which doesn't make any sense. And this is where we will end our story.
Woo! Good job, everybody!